So peer advising is a one-on-one appointment with a student, and we talk about community service opportunities that fit your interests. So before you come in for your appointment, you'll fill out a form that tells us about you, your major, some of your interests, your experience with community service, so that we can kind of get a feel for what might be a good fit for you.
Peer advisors are traditionally undergraduate students, and we have a diverse number of workers working here. So we have sophomores, juniors, people from all across though.
Once you go onto the Center for Community Engaged Learning website, you fill out a form and set up an appointment. The form is a volunteer interest form, which tells us a little bit more about what you want to do and the experiences that you've had. It gives us an idea of your major and what kind of volunteer positions would work for you.
Main one being like interests. What is the student interested in? Lots of times if they are trying to volunteer related to their major, it's really good to get volunteer work that kind of relates to some future work that they're going to be doing. And I'm going to take time to kind of formulate kind of a volunteering plan based on their interests and like what they want to get out of volunteering.
And then prior to the advising appointment, as a peer advisor, we look at a couple of the different setups we have and resources we have to determine what organizations we think would be a good fit, and then we prepare like 3 to 5 organizations based on the student and their preferences.
Then when you come in and we talk to you in person, we can go over each organization and talk about how to apply for the volunteer position and what kinds of opportunities that organization has.
Peer advisors typically spend up to 10 to 30 minutes with students. It definitely depends on the comfort of the student and if they have questions.
We'll talk a little bit about our office, we'll talk about our other off-campus programs like NSC and HECUA, and then we'll get into the advising appointment and I'll talk them through what the map is, how the map works, explain to them that the map is a tool that they can use outside of this room where the peer advising occurs, because a lot of students think it's a really cool chance to continue seeing other organizations that are a good option for them.
If they have any specific thing they've been thinking about, for example, students can come in and say, I'm interested in working with children and I'd like to be in a medical setting. So we could look at different children's hospitals or children's dental clinics, that sort of thing. So it's basically a way to narrow down the hundreds of options in the Twin Cities and give students a more specific idea of what they can do in the community.
Some students may need help walking through the online application for the volunteer position. So sometimes we'll walk through the position, look at all the requirements needed for it and all the things necessary for them to complete before starting volunteering.
I also like to think about like demographics, so like if you don't have a car, if you want to be close to campus, if you want to be in a certain neighborhood, that's also really important too.
Another cool thing about being a peer advisor here is that we get the opportunity to visit these sites and know about their accessibility, their structure, and the programs that they have. So we have that first-hand experience when we're talking to students about what they might like about that organization.
Afterwards, we send them a follow-up email with the organizations and the links to the organizations, along with links to our website and the map that we used, to then give them a more like wholesome picture so that they're able to use those resources after us. And then after that, we send a 2-week follow-up email just to see how their volunteer process is going and make sure that they know that we're still there for them in case they need to have another meeting or just have questions or haven't heard from the volunteer coordinator that they reached out to.